Hello and welcome back to Universal Love Law. I want to finish my Venus series, so today we're going to focus on Venus in Gemini. Okay, so how about we start with explaining what Gemini attribute is and what Venus attribute is. So Gemini is the twins and it's mutable air. So it's ruled by intellect, communication, the mind. It's Mercurian. So it has all of those qualities of the airy mind, right? That being in the planet of love, sensuality, appreciation, attraction. We're merging the two. So when a person is born at a certain time and their Venus is in the sign of Gemini, they have all of those Mercurian Gemini qualities in the area of love, appreciation, and their values. So what does this mean? This means that a person with the Venus qualities in Gemini will appreciate things that stimulate them, okay, on a mental level. So, they maybe as kids really love words, poetry, music, books. These people who fall in love with reading, these people who fall in love with communicators, people who are great public speakers, people that have Venus and Gemini can be very, very great public speakers. Yes, that's true. So when we're talking about Venus, we don't want to only look at it as someone that is attracted to another person. It's not just dealing with love. It also deals with just the natural attractions that we have to things. Some people love food. Some people love coloring. Some people love different things, depending on the sign that you have in your Venus, your modality, and yeah, the element, which is air in this situation, and the modality is mutable. So Gemini Venus people may go with the flow. They like to figure people out. They like to figure out things they can fit in very easy. Venus and Gemini people can make friends if they choose to, because they can be kind of split personality sometimes. When they're not in their higher spirit or higher octave of Gemini, they can be prone to being very stereotypical when they're observing others, but they really can get the feeling of the room very easily. Like they can really become one with the people and the conversation and the mental level. And places that are very like social and very like high spirited and a lot of communication going on, these people really, really may appreciate those places. Like, so they may, and it can range from, class, person to person. Some people are into opera, right? So they may be around that type of festivities. Some people are into music, like hip hop, R&B, whatever. So Venus, Gemini people really enjoy wherever there's some type of communication. Open mic poetry. These people may love places where they're debating. They may really love debating people because they really like to stimulate their mind. They love to stimulate their mind. That's why they're wordsmiths. They can, as kids, really be drawn to words that are abstract. So, like, we'll use a very mundane word to describe something. They will fall in love with the thesaurus, where they can find multiple other words to define that word, even more complex or even more broken down. So these are all the different kind of personality traits that a Gemini Venus person will have. They would be very attracted to places where there's high spirit. Remember, it really depends on their sun sign, because if they're a Taurus sun with the Gemini Venus, they may prefer places that are calm, cool, and serene. But that Venus Gemini will give them some spunk and ability to communicate. And connect with like-minded people. They're very attracted to like minds. Like some people are able to be friends with everyone in the crew. The Venus Gemini person would prefer to be around people who match their mental stimulation and mental intellect, right? So now let's move along to what a person would be like if they were attracted to someone who was a Venus in Gemini, excuse me. So, a Gemini and Venus attracted to someone else, sorry. So first and foremost, right off the bat, when the Venus Gemini is early in age, they begin to become attracted to those people who express themselves with or without words. So they're very keen on expression. Expression is communication in its own unique form. So people who um you know people who dress very uniquely or kind of stand out, they are attracted to that. Gemini like people who are unique. They want to get to know everything. So anyone that has something, they may be really attracted to people who are just a little bit different. Kind of like that Aquarius energy, and kind of private like the Scorpio energy, but they just want to, they're attracted to people who are into other things. Like if you guys all go to the same school and you're branching off to music class, they may notice, oh, so and so plays the clarinet and you play the violin, and they're like, ooh, what is it? Like that might stimulate some form of attraction because it's different and it's something that a Gemini Venus person will want to discover. They're just really curious people, very curious. They want to know they want to scratch the surface of a lot of subjects in life. They want to learn through people. So early in childhood, they'll be attracted to people that make them ask questions, so immediately, instantly, beauty will be a factor. They are attracted to highly beautiful people. They say that the Gemini Libra is a very compatible match, and Libra is usually ruled by Venus, so creates features that are very aligned and things of that nature, right? So Gemini definitely likes someone who is in order due to their mentality. So they're attracted to the mind. We see this all the time. I bet a lot of the Gemini Venus people, they see like, oh, they're mentally stimulated by this and this and that. But it's a fact. They are stimulated by a person's mentality, though. So we're not just talking about like how a person thinks. I think all day, right? I'm like a little nerd. I always am researching stuff. Just because you think a lot or you're smart or you're into things doesn't make a person a Venus and Gemini just attracted to you because of that. It's your mentality. What is your mentality? A lot of it deals with your values and your morals and like the way you operate daily tasks. Like, do you have common sense? Like, that is something that stimulates a Gemini Venus person. Gemini Venus people are also attracted to others who are very friendly in nature. They don't, when it's really like, when they sense a person is very controlling or clingy or very emotionally needy, like always needs reassurance and things, they will not want to stay around there. They're not just attracted to a person who's smart. It's not about smart, it's about the mentality that one possesses, whether it be through their writing, whether it be through, because communication is not just verbal. There's many forms of communication, and a lot of Venus and Gemini people have really quirky, unique styles of dress. Like they dress futuristically just to spark conversation. They're very into that. They're very, like, some people don't notice things, details like that. Something that Gemini shares with Virgo is the Mercury aspect. So they're very analytical and they notice details. Now, Gemini, they notice the details. They're very intelligent, but they don't nitpick over it like a Virgo would. They're very mentally stimulated, kind of like a sapiosexual person. These are people who are stimulated by the way a person operates based on their mentality and their thought processes. And, you know, thoughts are your actions. So, you know, and every action have a reaction. So a person's mentality runs way more deeper than just smart. Like they're attracted to smart people, and sometimes people don't understand the depths of that. So if you have a Gemini Venus, you definitely want to begin to understand yourself on that level first and foremost. Like, um, what am I looking for in another person as far as their mentality and what they can offer? Um, and it's challenging. Imagine that. Someone who has to fit your mental standard of what is attractive. Because without that attraction mentally and to their mentality, it will only be physical. And the physical doesn't hold enough weight for a Venus and Gemini. Their their um their like degree in physicality versus mentality is way more in the mentality. The degree in which they appreciate and value that is higher than physical. So it doesn't really matter about how a person looks physically. As long as they meet the standards of that mental stimulation, then they can keep them. And that's not an easy shoes to fit. You would have to meet someone of a like mind. So these people they don't, you know, they may waste their time early in childhood or early in, not child, but like when they're dating and things with people that they know are not the one for them because they know it's big shoes to fill with the Gemini Venus person. They have to really be attracted to you on a level that is your honest self. So if you are just acting some way to attract a Venus and Gemini, they're going to sense it and they're going to know that once your mentality changes, once your actions kind of switch up, like, oh, this person is not how they projected themselves. And they're not going to be happy. Like, they're attracted to the mind first. So these people are definitely, yeah, they definitely have the ability to find their perfect match, but they just have to take their time. They don't need to be rushing into that type of um, into relationships because it can only entangle them more mentally and it can only entrap them more into their thoughts and overthinking and things of that nature um, about the other person, especially if it's mainly physical and not mental. They may even have like a whole separate person that they're may not even do anything physically with, but if they're more attracted mentally to that person and to the way that person operates their life and the way they utilize their common sense and like all that is gonna be like kind of like cheating. Like that's cheating for a Gemini Venus person when they're able to build a connection with another person based on their attraction to that person's ways and morals and values and actions and reactions. It all starts here first. So it's not just the communication and the intellect. you're going to walk it how you talk it. You know, you're going to think it how you're going to project what as within, so without. So it's like the mentality runs very deep when we're talking about the mentality. It's not um just like talking to me. It's at my everyday. What do I do? How do I carry myself? That all is a reflection of the mind. So that's something very important to note when we're talking about Gemini and Venus people, because I think people just don't understand that. It is really important, for Gemini Venus people to be very aware of the person that they choose to be with. It will save them from wasting time. But nothing's wasting time. It's always a learning experience. And if a person is not getting it, that means that they need to be there experiencing it until they figure it all out. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning into this video today on Venus and Gemini.